Today we're going to demonstrate how to conduct a pre-trip or circle check on a tractor. Today we're using a John Deere loader tractor, front wheel assist, and it really doesn't matter what type or brand of tractor you have, all the things are going to be the same that you're going to look for. Today the objective is to prevent breakdowns or maintenance that will need to be required, and to keep the operator and the personnel on the operation safe. To start with, we're going to want to do a physical walk around to make sure there's no objects behind or in front of the tractor, and to inspect the tires to make sure we got adequate air pressure. So you can see our tires are all good. We're not sunken down. You can also use a hammer to hit to confirm. The back one's good. The front one also. You're going to want to watch your rims for scrapes or defects in the metal like that. That could ultimately lead it to a flat tire if you scrape the rubber or puncture it. As again, we don't have anything immediately in the way of a front. We'll move to the other front tire. Adequate air pressure in the front and also on the back. You're also going to want to watch your tread. That could be a seasonal update you have to make to your tractor by putting new tires on. We'll move to the back and confirm that there's nothing immediately behind us. So that is good to go there. We'll then move to the front of the tractor and prepare for our next step of opening the hood and the side shield. To start with, I'll safely climb up and pop this front shield off. Which enables us to pull the hood up. Place the hood up in a secure position where it won't fall. You'll then pull the side gate open to access your oil.
Okay, so the first thing we're going to tackle today is we're going to check our fluids. So as you can see, we pulled the front loader cover up, lifted the hood so we can easily access where we're going here. I'll get you to come with me. We'll crawl under the hood here. We'll check our engine oil. You want to do this when your tractor's still cold before you start running it. So what you do is you pull your dipstick out, you clean your dipstick like so, put it back in, you wait 5 seconds, pull it back out, you check your level, make sure your oil is between the two cut lines, and if it is, you're good. If it's too high or too low, you're going to want to talk to the guy in the shop. Add some oil if it's too low. Okay, so while you're under here, especially with the loader, you don't want to be under here for too long, so it's handy. Just check your belts right away. Make sure your fan is moving, nothing's blocking it. Your fan cover doesn't have any cuts or breaks in it. And then we're gonna get out from under here. We'll go to the front. We'll walk around the front. We'll go to the back, we'll check the hydraulic fluid. So your hydraulic fluid is different on some tractors. As you can see over here, we got the fill cap. Some tractors will have a dipstick like the engine oil did. Some tractors have a sight glass like this one right here. So what you see on your sight glass is two cut lines right there and right there. That's your min and your max level. Now you're gonna want to check your owner's manual of your tractor, because usually different brands have different requirements for checking your hydraulic oil. For example, some red ones want you to have the tractor running and your 3-point hitch down, where some of these green ones, they want you to have your 3-point hitch up and your tractor turned off. It's a different game for every brand, so you're gonna want to check that. While you're back here, you might as well check, make sure all your hose connections are right. Same with your PDO, make sure it's on there tight, your covers are in place. And then from there on, we'll go inside the tractor.
We will now proceed by closing up the hood and vents and side panels that we opened before. You want to make sure those are fastened securely. Pull the hood down. and then do up the front guard. Make sure it snaps in. We will then proceed in to the cab and up the stairs. First, when you open, you want to make sure that your point of entry is secure and that all your steps are in good shape. You'll then climb in, adjust your seat to where need be, adjust it so your feet are at appropriate levels with your clutch, your brakes and foot throttle if need be. We will then start by turning on the tractor. At this point, we're going to check for fuel and to ensure that we don't have any service intervals or anything else coming up. We see we have adequate fuel level and we don't have any urgent lights coming on that need to be dealt with. Now, make sure that our hydraulic bucket and grapple is working and that everything is functioning.
What we're doing now is Braden's going to lift the loader. He's going to lower the loader. Make sure the bucket will tilt forward, backward, and the grapple works. While you do this, from the cab, you want to physically check your hoses for any leaks. And you want to make sure that your loader will not just drop straight to the ground with somebody underneath it. Bucket tilts forward, tilts back. Now we'll check the grapple. Make sure it opens and closes properly. So the next thing we're going to check on the tractor is the lights. As you can see, all the work lights are on now. We're going to do a quick walk around, make sure you are all your lights are working on the front. You got your work lights on your back fenders here. Just have a look. That one's broken. It'll need a new bulb. We'll have to replace that. So next we will check our blinkers. To your right. Left, which is not working. Then next we'll check our beacon. Beacon's working. So we're gonna want to get that left blinker fixed before we head on the road. That can cause potential danger.
We will now check the brake and drive system of the tractor. We have already noticed that there's nothing immediately in front of us and nothing directly behind us. We will now put the tractor in gear to check the brakes as well. So there's evidence that the brakes work good as we heard the voltage of the stop. Put it in reverse, and again the brakes work great. We'll move it back up to where it needs to be. Perform the required things that we noticed in the tractor before we head out and perform our next task.
Okay, so now that we have finished the walk around of our tractor, we've checked the functions of our loader, made sure it drives forwards, backwards, it brakes. We will now grab our checklist. We'll check off all the checks. So we'll check off our oil, our hydraulic oil. We'll, in the note sections on the bottom, we'll make note of our rim right here so that our mechanic knows about it. They can deal with it accordingly. Same with the blinker. We'll make sure that gets switched out either by us or by the mechanic. You will finish your checklist. You will undersign it with your name, you, the employee who did the check. You will bring it to the shop or the farm office, wherever your farm requires you to hand this in, and you can now go and do your task.